Hey, no template tonight, everybody. No template. Just me, you, and a very fast NXT TAKEOVER Vengeance Day. So fast that this is all my notes for tonight. Nothing, virtually nothing. And I even printed it out instead of using the computer. Good evening, everybody. Hope your weekend was pretty good. Hope you enjoyed Valentine's Day, whether you have a significant other or not. Mario Medina, any advice for anyone in Texas who have never experienced an ice storm ever? Yeah, don't take your cars out. Let them salt the roads. Be very, very careful, because even if you think you got yourself taken care of, and even if you think your block is taken care of, you could drive a couple of blocks away and then just get caught in a huge sheet of ice. Just go on YouTube and look at what happens with some areas of the world that aren't used to getting ice storms, and it looks like a bad cartoon until people seriously get injured. But yeah, we got to mention him. Andre Corbeil signs with WWE. I'm going to tell my kids one day, you ever see those memes or whatever they're called? And it's like somebody who it's not supposed to be, or it's not supposed to be someone that is, or vice versa, whatever it is. And they write, I'm going to tell my kids it was blah, 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 blah. I'm going to tell my kids that was Andre Corbeil. LA Knight, Eli Drake. You know, some people out there that don't follow what's been going on with the NWA, people that haven't followed what's going on with WWE negotiations. I mean, Eli Drake, it was pretty much a lock that he was coming into WWE. The big question was when. So now he debuts tonight. I don't know the guy on the right. He's from Barstool Sports. I thought he did a good job. I actually felt bad for him. If you actually look closely when he was holding the mic, shakes. Think about it. You know, he does work for Barstool Sports. Anyone know his name offhand? I can't remember his name. But, you know, lifelong wrestling fan. Always fantasized being able to do a little bit of commentary work for WWE. Gets the call. Come down. We'd like for you to, Braden Walker. Thank you very much. I don't know too much about him. His name has popped up from time to time, but got the call from WWE, sending a little bit of video of, you know, whatever you could do, and they brought him in. I thought he did an okay job. I mean, honestly, like I said, you know, at one point it was pretty cool because you could see he was kind of like feeling his groove, and he's starting to feel a little more relaxed, and you could see him like nodding his head and everything until Eli. Do I look pink tonight? I'm looking at the screen. I look pink. Am I pink tonight? I'm usually orange or yellow. But, you know, he was nervous. And he started relaxing until LA Knight shows up, throws a couple of insults, and once again, shaking. That's all you need to do is don't put a drink in his hand right now, seriously. And don't ask him to do rehearsals for remakes of Back to the Future, if you know what I mean. I am a little pink, right? I thought I was a little pink. I don't know how much I could actually adjust it now. I mean, live on scene, adjusting the pinkness. Let's see. Now I look kind of greenish. That's okay. It'll have to do for tonight. Anyway, what did you all think? Little quick roll call for our live audience out there. What did you think tonight? I mean, thumbs up, obviously. It was a fun pay-per-view. Is it one of my more memorable takeovers? Well, maybe for one reason, which we'll get into in a few moments. Now I look like the Hulk. You know what? I'm going to put it back to what I was. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Maybe if I do this, that might be a little better. That's all right. That's okay. Maybe my blood pressure's a little bit high tonight. I don't know. It was a good show. 5 matches. Kind of wish I would have got 1 or 2 more, to be honest with you. Now, was it Darren Gordon-Hill Friday? I do pay attention. I think it was Darren Gordon-Hill Friday that said, this seems like a very predictable pay-per-view. I mean, we did predictions. We got into match by match by match. We talked about it on Friday. Io Shirai, you knew that she was going to basically capitalize on some offense between Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez. That's exactly what happened. Toni Storm with the flying headbutt, and then Io Shirai nails her with a moonsault and then goes and pins the down Mercedes Martinez. Finn Balor versus Pete Dunne. I don't think there was, as much as I am a huge fan of Pete Dunne. You know me, I've been saying it for 2 months now. Give me Pete Dunne, give me Finn Balor. We got it tonight, and I enjoyed the match tremendously, but I don't think anybody in their wildest dreams thought that Pete Dunne into WrestleMania season was going to be the heavyweight champion. Shout out to SoFly. Oh, I reprogrammed everything tonight so we could keep everything. So you get 2 for 1. You're shown on the left and the right. He thinks Sam Roberts called MSK must-see kids. Is that the name? No. That's Sam Roberts being Sam Roberts. Sam Roberts, sometimes with his commentary, he tries to be a little bit heelish. MSK, look, I know a lot of people don't like when yours truly, but a lot of you out there should as well. Brag a little bit about predictions. Brag a little bit about what you wanted to see. The one thing we talked about Friday was, who we want to win and who actually wins as far as WWE goes, don't always happen that way. And we were very concerned as far as who WWE would want to push. And I think probably out of everybody, the team that we were most concerned about was the Grizzled Young Veterans. You follow my shows every week. You know my feelings on them. Very talented. Have not clicked with the WWE Universe at all. Their quarter-hour ratings suck. MSK has only been there for a couple of weeks, so we can't judge them yet. But they went to the finals last year, and you look at WWE's history, you're going to really have like a veteran team go to the finals 2 years in a row and lose. So a lot of us tonight were really hoping that MSK would win it all. They were my pick, if you remember. From week 1, I wanted MSK to win it, and I wanted Ciampa and Thatcher to be a team in the class. So we got both. Very rare who we want to see win actually wins. You know what? That intro rap tonight, Josiah Williams, that gave me like vibes of Tribe Called Quest from 25, 30 years ago. Not necessarily Benita Applebum, but that nice vibe. Now, the one thing, I don't know if you noticed it tonight, but the one thing about Josiah's rap is because it's nonstop, if you really screw up midway, you got to start that son of a bitch all over again. Back in the day, you do a verse or two, you got a little bit of an instrumental, and then you repeat a verse, and then you go back and instrumental. I mean, his was just nonstop. Blah, 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 blah. And even a couple of words he kind of fumbled over. But I thought it was great. I liked it. Put a lot of effort into it. And didn't he do that rap for Cameron Grimes as well? I mean, I don't know, but it sounded like he also did the one for Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes, kiss my grits, to the moon, to the moon. We'll see where it goes, everybody. We'll see where it goes. But Grizzled Young Veterans, WWE sees something in them that they think is money, because they get an awful lot of TV time. Not just the last couple of weeks for the tournament, but repeatedly, a lot of TV time. I mean, I know they're international accents, so, it's probably not easy to just send them back overseas if they haven't officially come to the States as citizens. I don't think so. But, man, it's very rare to have every match that you want to see win. It's different from predictions. Puffy, oh, wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So Puffy, could Sam Roberts, wait a minute. So Sam Roberts may have actually said, and the rap confirmed what MSK stands for, must see kids. I know they're young, and I know they're a lot younger than me, but this isn't like 1995 Hardys, you know? I mean, then again, Shawn Michaels was calling himself the Heartbreak Kid. He wasn't 18 years old either. So, so basically what Puffy is saying is that in the rap, they said must-see kids as well. I don't like that. I mean, must-see kids all day, all night. You know what? Honestly, and I'm not trying to be politically correct here, they are fucking awesome. And WWE has hit a home run with the Rascals. So if you want to say that's what it stands for, you know, it's fine. Fine. This goes back to the Viking Raiders. Remember when the Viking Raiders first debuted on WWE television? And I said, you know what? Give me, I don't care about the name. Have a good gimmick. Impress me on TV. Give them a good opportunity. And call them whatever you want. I'd rather have in a name and see it gel on TV. Must see kids, so be it. So be it. Please, no jokes that, you know, they're going to do an interview. So who came up with must see kids? Oh, it was the king. No, don't go there. Don't go there. The Viking experience. See, I like the Viking experience. The Viking Raiders, I don't know. But, what are you going to do? You know, we can't always get everything we wanted. But, hey, the pay-per-view overall, like I said, was fun. Now, when we do the recap here, and you know my style, I'm not going to get into every move set of every match. I'm going to just give you my overall thoughts. If you decide you want to see the matches, by all means do so. Do I recommend checking out this pay-per-view if you haven't seen it already? Yes, absolutely. The right people, in my opinion, won because, let's see, my predictions tonight, well, we'll get into them in a moment. You know what? Let's get right into this pay-per-view. But you know what? Before that, what do you think about Eli Drake? He had 3 syllables before, Eli Drake. So they wanted to do 3 syllables now. Eli Drake, L.A. Knight. Anybody out there get Doc Hendricks vibes with the name? I love Michael P.S. Hayes. Yeah, he's said some questionable things over the years since, but when he came in as Doc Hendricks, you know, I didn't care about the hair being cut all that much because they didn't want people to remember, you know, the tag team. They wanted him to look like a personality, like a disc jockey or something, like a colorful, but I don't know. I like Eli Drake, and he's great on the mic. He's very fluent. He doesn't stutter. You know, his promos sometimes could be a little bit gimmicky, but this is fucking WWE. What do you think? I mean, is it a perfect fit? But L.A. Knight, I don't know. It's smooth. It's smooth, but it's funny. 3 syllables. Eli Drake, L.A. Knight. Eli Drake, L.A. Knight, L.A. Knight. Yes, Austin. I got various DMs tonight. I think Lee tweeted it. A few people were bringing it up on the chat. Yeah, there was a guy at ringside that had his shirt that said the NXT Podfather. I've said this before. Yes, I've been doing this since 1997. And I make sure that as long as I could physically and emotionally could still do it, as long as it doesn't affect my personal life, what's going on with my family, finances, as long as it doesn't interfere with that, I'm here. I don't make excuses. I don't make hype. I don't make promises I can't keep. I work my ass off, always trying to learn. I've been doing it since 1997. So am I the longest one doing it? Yeah, I am the longest one doing it. There's no dispute. I take that as a badge of honor, and I take that humbly because without all of you, no bullshit. I know some of you are newer that haven't been with me since day one, but the fact that you keep coming is the reason why I'm here. So as long as you keep coming, I'm here. My point is that there are definitely other podfathers out there. Maybe not necessarily as long as me, but there are podfathers out there. Hey, you look at the Mafia. I mean, there were Dons. There were more than one. You had the Lucchese crime family, the Bonanno crime family, the Genovese crime family. You know, there was multiple Dons. There wasn't just one. They didn't have a Jesus Christ of the Mafia. So there could be more than one podfather. And hey, if you look on social media, you know, people will tell you that they're podfathers. So but I got a kick out of the shirt. I thought the shirt was pretty cool, actually, whoever was wearing it. And you know what? I would like to know who that was. I'd like to know what podcast he does. So Daniel San is asking, is this a reboot time in NXT? Reboot time in NXT. No, I wouldn't say so because, sorry, my mistake. I force a habit because I have everything assigned to numbers over here. In fact, you know what? Bye-bye, night. Good night. Good night. We're going into WrestleMania. There's going to be a lot of, pardon my pun, there's going to be a lot of forgotten sons and daughters in NXT right now for the next month or two. We're only, I think, 55 days away from WrestleMania. So this is not the time to reboot NXT. I'll say this. Yes, AEW is still dominating NXT in the ratings. No question. But this is what I thought about tonight. Johnny Gargano and Kushida tore it up tonight. I think this might have been Kushida's best match yet in NXT. I didn't want to do this, and I'm not trying to cause any controversy here, but in my honest opinion, yeah, that's the greater sign. Yeah. Kushida, greater than Kenta, as far as the states go. Kushida has a better connection with the fans. Kushida tells a better story. Kenta is 5-star. Different styles. Kenta is just a machine. I almost feel like if you took Kushida and mated Kushida with Pete Dunne, you might get a little bit more Kenta. So AEW, and, you know, we'll talk about it Wednesday about now New Japan showing up on Impact and this menage a trois that is going on right now. And unfortunately, as we all talked about a month ago, that basically what's going to happen. Remember a month ago we said this? Basically what's going to happen is there's going to be a bakery. And inside the bakery, you're going to have 3 chefs. New Japan head chef, AEW head chef, Impact Wrestling head chef. And they're inside the bakery. One is making donuts. One is making croissants. One is making cakes. They're baking up everything. You smell, your fresh bread, rolls, everything. And the doors are locked. And you have all that heat from the baking ovens. And it smells phenomenal. You could smell it a mile away. And outside the bakery, with his nose against the glass, like putting steam, like trying to look inside, is Billy Corgan. Billy Corgan is looking in the bakery, wanting a little piece of that pie. Unfortunately, Billy Corgan, what's ending up is you sit on your ass and you don't do nothing. Well, there's only so many times you could tweet promises or tweet this. And I hate to say that, but it's just a fact. They have done nothing with NWA. This is starting to feel like 1993 all over again. Look at all the talent that's gone. I mean, not for nothing, but, Nick Aldis, like, what's left? Nick Aldis? I don't know. We'll talk about that Wednesday. I have nothing but respect and appreciation for Billy Corgan. But I'll say this, and look, who am I to say too much, because Billy Corgan has got $1 trillion more money than I do. So I'm not going to criticize him too much, but just this is my perspective, in my opinion. See, like wrestling podcasting, if you want to use podcasting, for example, hotlines, when wrestling sucks and when things aren't as good as what it used to be, you see a lot of podcasts, a lot of hotlines leave. Or they start skipping weeks. Oh, something came up this week. Oh, my electric went out. Oh, I had a fire right before the show started. Oh, this happened. Oh, excuses. And they miss a week, miss 2 weeks. And then what happens? CM Punk returns to the WWE. CM Punk is on AEW. I'm just using an example. And suddenly, every fucking person wants to come back. Everybody wants to tweet fuck. Everybody wants to do a podcast. When they think things are starting to get much better, then that's where the excitement goes. And then when it starts to fall back, my aunt died for the 15th time. So Billy Corgan, in my opinion, this COVID was unfortunately, the ultimate test of bad times, bad financial times, big issues. And this was that major bump in the road. And the first true challenge to what was going on with that company, the best you could do is go to fucking California with this revolution, whatever it is. California, the worst goddamn state in the country when it comes to COVID handling and everything else, would declare, we go to California. And then you record stuff and you put it on a YouTube channel 3 months after it happened. Oh, look, this week, Thunder Rosa is defending the title. And meanwhile, Serena Deeb has the title in AEW. Billy Corgan got tested and failed miserably. I am a huge supporter of NWA. I don't know what's left of it. It's disappointing. But you know what? Impact Wrestling, MLW, Ring of Honor, New Japan, AEW, WWE, NXT, Indies, GCW, Shimmer. If you can't get enjoyment out of what I just said, you shouldn't follow wrestling anymore. So, obviously tonight, everybody, this is a little filler because we only got 5 matches to talk about tonight. Let's talk about the first match, shall we? First match tonight. Finals, Women's Dusty Tag Team Classic. The Cup, as Wade Barrett kept saying tonight. The Cup, the Cup. Now, we had Dakota, Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez versus Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. My pick on Friday. Oh. Look, this match at times was very sloppy. This match was designed to make Raquel Gonzalez look like a monster. Unstoppable. That's what that story told. There were spots that were a little off. I wish they would have told more of a story than doing spots, but I still enjoyed the match. Now, you want to go back and you want to see stupidity at its finest. And you know me. I like Ember Moon. I don't criticize her. She's had some serious injuries that, my God, I don't wish on anybody some of the injuries she's had. And she's come all the way back. And that in itself gets my respect. But me, I'm a stickler to detail. And I like to look a little bit further and not, just let things go. I know a lot of you out there agree. The dives where everybody sets up the catch, that's ridiculous. Tonight, something happened that I guarantee you did not see one person tweet about. I saw this and I got pissed. Not even the end when Raquel Gonzalez picked up Dakota Kai outside the ring. She's on the rampway. You remember that? And Shotzi Blackheart is laid out on the mat, and Raquel Gonzalez picks up Dakota Kai and threw her over the top rope to splash onto Shotzi Blackheart. If you go back and you look at that again, Shotzi Blackheart is conveniently moving closer to the ring. So, she doesn't obviously get hurt. Somebody in the back has to be better prepared with the camera angles, because I blame tonight more on camera angles than anything else. But that's not even the part tonight. That's not even the part tonight that got me pissed. Go back and watch it. There was a part where Shotzi Blackheart got the blind tag. Ember Moon tags in Shotzi Blackheart. Referee didn't see it. The referee sees Shotzi Blackheart enter the ring. I didn't see the tag. Get out of the ring. I swear on God, go back and look at this. Trust me when I tell you. You'll look genius, because 99.9% of everyone out there never even picked up on it. Ember Moon proceeds to argue with the ref about I tagged her in. She argued for about 10 seconds, 15 seconds, while standing right next to Shotzi Blackheart. Now, I'm talking storyline here. You're arguing with a fucking referee that I did make the tag. Bitch, this girl's right next to you. That's all she had to do. Ref, I tagged her in. She's arguing with the referee for 10 seconds, and Shotzi Blackheart is outside the ring right next to her. All Shotzi Blackheart had to do was, it was awful. Things like that, inexcusable. Heat in a moment. Okay. I could go with that. Heat in a moment. But Shotzi Blackheart too. How many times you see a tag match and the person outside the ring just slaps the person like in the back or the neck? I keep doing this. This is going to hurt. But go back and watch that. Go back and watch that. But I overall enjoyed the match. They worked their asses off. Raquel Gonzalez, and this is what I was going to say before when I brought up Kushida and Johnny Gargano. I want you to think about tonight. I want you to think about a year ago. Think about a year ago when Finn Balor was really not doing all that much on the main roster and they brought him back to NXT. I want you to think about a year ago, Ember Moon being injured. I want you to think a year ago about Dakota Kai, that people just felt, unless she's feuding with, there was a Kylie Ray. I don't know, it wasn't her. Who was she feuding with a year ago? It felt like there was nothing else unless she was in that feud. You look at Shotzi Blackheart from a year ago. Shotzi Blackheart, everybody was still talking about, Tegan Knox. Thank you very much, Puffy. Tegan Knox. You think about a year ago with Shotzi Blackheart. This was even before all the careless dives outside the ring that Randy Orton talked about and others. You think about a year ago, Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano, remember, if he doesn't want to go to the main roster, or, where does he go at this point? Remember him and Candice LeRae? Where do they go at this point? You look at Pete Dunne a year ago. COVID couldn't even have his reign. Remember, he was teaming up with Riddle, and then COVID struck, and then Pete Dunne was gone. You look at Kushida a year ago. Kushida, there was nothing going on with him. You look at every person tonight, even Cameron Grimes a year ago. Look at every person that was featured tonight on NXT, and I challenge anybody out there, if you could come up with somebody, please post it. You look at a year ago, and don't include the Undisputed Era. We'll talk about that end in a few moments because they weren't involved in match. But you look at everybody who's involved in matches tonight, and you look at them a year ago to now, every single one of them is 1,000 times better, in a better place now than they were a year ago. And this tonight is not about comparing WWE to AEW or NXT AEW. But you look at every person that was on there tonight, they are in a much better place now than they were a year ago. MSK, different because they were in Impact Wrestling. But even with that, that to me is WWE doing something right. Forget about ratings for a minute. Forget about the Wednesday Night Wars. Look at every person. Io Shirai didn't have this much popularity a year ago. Toni Storm a year ago, everybody was talking about that controversy with those photos and her thick ass that everybody talks about. Mercedes Martinez, Mish and I have been huge fans of Mercedes Martinez for 15 plus years. Tonight she gets a main event opportunity. Ken, we'll talk about Tom Cole tomorrow. Definitely talk about it tomorrow. You know, when somebody brought it up Friday, like the name sounded familiar, but I could not figure out who it was. Then I looked online. I'm like, oh, that Tom Cole. Just Chris has no idea. Now look, chat room. Obviously we cannot post photos here. You can't post links either. But let him know what photos we are talking about, and then he can Google on his own. Oh, should I just say it? There's some photos, unfortunately, let me say it nicely. Toni Storm was hacked. I don't know how long ago, but she was hacked, and there was some questionable photos that you should be 18 or over. You know, nothing, you know, real explicit, but photos that she did not want out there. So I never saw the video. SoFly, you say there's a video too? Yeah. You know, I never saw the video. So that's the best way I could put it. Yeah, no, Lewis, you say she wasn't hacked. There was a wrestler who shared them. Look, if I go into your phone or if I take pictures from your phone and I post them online, all right, maybe your interpretation of hacked is breaking a window or legitimately, you know, it's hacked. It's hacked. Somebody grabbed the photos, put it online without her consent. Is that the better way for me to say it then? Somebody posted her photos online without her consent. It's still fucked up. Mighty, tuning in from Singapore. That's awesome, man. By the way, where were you all tonight? I know some of you already. I know where some of your hometowns are, but if you want to type it really quick to let everyone know, you know, just to show like how diverse and how, you know, so far just representing the world right now, tuning in. Puffy is in Connecticut. All right, we don't have to like put like full addresses or anything, but just quick, just like abbreviations. I know some mostly abbreviations. So Austin Nance is in Alabama, Left Twix is in Colorado, Chris is in Vermont. See if you could speed it up. See if you stump me. Michael Gonzalez is in Jersey, Benjamin's in Central Texas, Addison is in Long Island. SoFly is trying to throw me off with emojis. Derek is in North Carolina, Lewis is in Green Bay, Wisconsin, Sterling is in Baham, UK, Jamie Vaquer is in North Carolina. Now I'm starting to fall back. Tallman is in Barbados. Sam is in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Just Chris is from his mother's womb. Marcus Frazier's from Seattle. Pat McGrath is from New York. Australia, Philly. Goes on and on and on. Love it, man. Love it. I love to see such diverse. Shammy's in Tacoma. Frank Cassville's in Spring Hill, Florida. Dearborn, Michigan for Bronny. Daniel says, who cares? Let's move on. More shout-outs in a little bit. By the way, I'm going to bring back the postcards. Going to have some postcards made up. Anybody who wants a little like thank you from yours truly, I have them being drawn up. Should have it in a couple of weeks. Anybody that wants one, no charge. Just once I announce it, just send me your mailing address. I don't care if it's a P.O. box, and I'll send them. So Fly's from Baltimore. Oh, yeah, we got a few people from Baltimore tonight. Not the bad part of Baltimore, I hope. Man, that shit in Baltimore I saw on the news is crazy, man. Crazy when that happened with my dad. By the way, thank you all again for the well wishes for my dad. Doing okay. He got the video from Judge Janine Pirro. I'm hesitant about sharing it online because there's a couple of topics in there I think might piss people off. But I will show everybody the card on Wednesday. Everybody from last week, your names are on it. So anyway, getting back to the pay-per-view. This match tonight was to showcase Raquel Gonzalez. Everything that we've talked about with NXT for the last month or so is now starting to come together. I think Raquel Gonzalez versus Io Shirai is a possibility going into WrestleMania. I really believe that. So much for all of these people saying that Dakota Kai had her last match in NXT that was like a month ago. Dakota Kai obviously is main roster bound sooner or later. I mean, she will be an asset. You say it long enough, you'll be right. But this tonight, interesting that they are guaranteed a tag title shot. At some point, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler will be taking on Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. We talked about that dynamic last week. Interesting dynamic. Because now, you remember I was supposed to do Thunderdome on Friday. And without getting into too much detail tonight, we'll talk about it tomorrow. But when Nia Jax, when they decided to do that, I ended up not doing Thunderdome Friday because I had too much to prepare for the show here. But a few people that were in Thunderdome, when they did the thing with Nia and Shayna and Sasha and Bianca, and they did the repeat of Nia with her ass, they're turning that into a cartoon. Repeat over and over and over again. Get comical. Put a little comedy Nia Jax's way. So they want everybody to be lighthearted and funny about it. I don't see Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler turning babyface. To me, that just sounds awful. But now it kind of like, all right, if you want to get lighthearted with that and you have them go against Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai, all right, I could see, where they could be going with that. But, I still think, and we talked about it Friday, Raquel Gonzalez needed to win this. She has had an incredible 12 months. Personally, I think she's probably been the most improved wrestler, period. Shotzi Blackheart may be a close second. And other than War Games, what do they have to show for it? So this win is very important. Gets their names in the record books. We see where Raquel Gonzalez goes next. She's got to challenge Io Shirai for that title. So in the end, they win. By the way, shout out to my friends that are checking out the show on the other platforms, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, Daily Motion, Onza Motors, Paul, Willie, Emmett, Phil, Sean, Ishmael. What did Hydro say? Baszler and Kaya dating? I heard that from somebody. I don't know if it's true. And you know what? If it is true, good for them. I know this sounds kind of like goofy or maybe just, not saying like I don't care, but I don't care what people's sexual preferences, if they're heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, I don't care. I want to be entertained, plain simple. Of course, you root for someone who has maybe more odds stacked against them for various reasons. Yeah, of course. But, hey, if they're dating, good for them. I think last week when, who was the wrestler? Who's the wrestler that came out and had the transgender? Oh, my God, I'm drawing a freaking blank right now. Thank God we have, like, almost no buffer or delay. Who's the gentleman from last week that is now a lady? Oh my God. Somebody posted, please. Tyler X. Thank you. Tyler X. You know, Tyler X, you know, I know the reveal was a little bit suspenseful. It was a little odd, but he was a sports entertainer. But Tyler X coming out as a woman, I was cool with it. Like, if that's what makes him or her happy, that's fine with me. I think some people out there wanted to hear jokes about it. I kid you not. No, Lewis, I don't think I would draw in Cameo. Not that famous. I'm not famous at all, to be honest with you. But I would probably do them for free, or I'd do it for charity. But yeah, Sean Escobar, I agree. Raquel Gonzalez is a beast. She dominated today. You know, some people were a little annoyed that all she was doing was just powering out of stuff and kicking out of stuff and not really telling a story. She did tell a story. Her powering out of everything is the story. Picking up Dakota Kai and throwing her like a dart, you know, that's the story. That's the story. Raquel Gonzalez is a beast. She's got nice win under her belt. Now she's got to go on to Io Shirai. Just my opinion. So now, just when we thought it couldn't get better, it got better. I swear to you, this match started slow. It started slow. Oh, by the way, what was my pick in this match? Oh, no. This is better. My predictions tonight, will we get any of this? I don't know. We'll see. This match started slow. And I tell you, and I'm being serious, really serious right now. I like the comedy fodder, not father, but fodder, Fodder. I like the comedy fodder between Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory. But it's getting too predictable. And when they came out for Gargano's match, and you have Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae and Gargano goes like this, expecting to get the high five from Austin Theory, and he's not there, and he's like, where is he? Go find him. I know they had to do that, but the thing that I did not like about that was the whole match, I expected Austin Theory to show up. I don't know if he would have successfully interfered or if Dexter Lumis would have got to him. But when they did that, every time there was a submission move put on, when Johnny Gargano was about to tap, I'm saying to myself, okay, that guy didn't tweet it, but I'm saying to myself, okay, Austin Theory in 3, 2, 1, where is he? Another submission move, armbar. Austin Theory in 3, 2, 1, where is he? Spectacular that there was no interference in this match. This was so old school for me. Not the moves. Back in the 80s, when I was a kid or growing up as a teen, you know, you didn't have much of those moves. You had a little tease with the Dynamite Kid and the Invaders, and, you know, you had some high flyers, Tiger Mask and others, but this was so old school, and I'll tell you why. It is very rare these days to have someone get put in so many submission moves and still pull it off. I mean, tonight, Kushida puts him in an armbar, and then, you know, he reverses it, but then he reverses it back. He's in the center of the ring, and you're thinking, okay, he's going to tap. He doesn't tap. He breaks out of it. Gets put in one, literally a minute later, oh, this time he's going to tap. This time, and he's teasing it, and you just feel like, you know, like that was coming. Didn't happen. Then they go outside the ring, and Gargano gets a little bit of an upper move, but then they do something to make it seem like he broke his arm. Okay, that's it. Now, and there's no Austin Theory. So you're thinking, okay, Johnny Gargano's going to lose, and the storyline is almost like Austin Theory wasn't there to save him. This match, by far, my favorite match of the night. They tore the house down. It started slow, but my God, those last 5 to 7 minutes of that match was incredible. I mean, you had so many submission moves put on Gargano, and Gargano selling it, trying to reverse. It was just amazing. And I hate using the word amazing because you know some people out there where everything is cake and ice cream. Every phone call, oh, it's amazing, it's epic, amazing, epic. Oh, this was amazing, this was epic, it's amazing, it's epic. You know, I got a bloody nose tonight, but it was epic. Yeah, I got diarrhea, but it was amazing. I feel so good after. I feel cleaned out. Like no matter what bad happens, they always got to make it epic or amazing. This match was amazing. For Gargano and Kushida, especially with all the comedy, for Gargano to win clean, I know some of you out there may think like, okay, where does this leave Kushida? What's next for Kushida? Where does he go from here? Because back in the day, you would have someone, and he was usually an underdog, that would come this close of winning over and over and over and over. Didn't really see it on TV matches all that much, but if you got the opportunity to go to a house show, go to the Garden or something else, you'd get a 15-minute match that you would normally see 3 on TV. And the person would come this close over and over and over and over again, and in the end, did not get it. And you were convinced when you left, oh, came this close, next time he'll get it. And it doesn't happen. This match was phenomenal. And the very end of it, where Kushida kept applying the hoverboard lock, and then Gargano somehow gets him outside the ring, and then Kushida runs and nails him, and the commentators are selling it like Gargano's arm is broken. And then you expect comedy segments in the near future where his arm is legit broken this time, and they show the x-rays and everything. But in the end, Gargano hits the one final beat, I think twice, and gets Kushida for the win. This match was freaking incredible. Yes, that top rope armbar was incredible. Kushida, I don't like to compare Kushida to Kenta because it is 2 totally different styles. But the only reason why we do, and look, I don't want anybody to call it racist or anything. It's not it. You know, sometimes when you compare like the New Day to the Street Profits, oh, that's racist because they're both black. You compare Bianca Belair to Sasha, oh, that's racist because they're black. You compare this, oh, that's racist because it's this. The only reason why I compare Kenta to Kushida is because the United States, especially WWE, has a history of not knowing how to maximize the Japanese talent more than anything else, or talent from the Orient. You've looked over the years, and we could name probably a dozen wrestlers who have come in, and WWE doesn't know what to do with them. So to see Kenta get an opportunity in AEW, he just started. He only had 1 match. So I'm not going to judge his whole, rejuvenated career in the States on 1 match. But you see tonight why Kushida is something special. And I tell you, I love that he still pays tribute to Back to the Future. I love the intro. I love everything about it. You know, I'm still kind of ashamed when he first wore it. It didn't hit me because I honestly never thought in a million years that WWE would allow, him to, like I've talked about it with AEW. Was it Emi Sakura that was paying tribute to Queen? I think, wasn't Emi Sakura? It might have been her. But you see Japanese women, when they wrestled on AEW, some would pay tribute to a pop culture icon or a star. And to let them pay tribute to Back to the Future still, it looks good on him, man. It looks good. I love people today saying, oh, jeans and sneakers. Oh, jeans and sneakers. I could come up with 20 wrestlers that had jeans and sneakers, and Nobody bitched all that much. I think the only time where I didn't like Cena with the jeans and sneakers with the pump, remember early on he had those pumps and he would pump them up? Yeah, Finn Balor did Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but didn't last. Didn't last. Oh, yeah, Kenzo Suzuki? Hiroko. Didn't we have pictures of Hiroko topless? I think we did. I think I still got them, by the way. But this match tonight, easily my favorite match of the night. Easily. Gargano gets the win. No Austin Theory. Which, this was important. Because Gargano needed that signature win that had no interference. This was it tonight. I remember 1 year ago, me, myself, just saying, Gargano, his quarter-hour ratings are terrible. I'm concerned. I don't know what you do with him at this point. I've said it too. Then he got dropped on his head by Ridge Holland. And he finished the match. And you found out after that he was knocked for a loop, but insisted on finishing the match and started to get some extra respect online, including from yours truly. And that changed his character. Yes, they had some of those goofy segments in his house. Remember sitting at the table and it looked like, what was that, tunnel vision or vertigo? When they did those camera angles. Remember when he was sitting at the dinner table and all these cameras? I'm like, oh my God. What the fuck is up with these camera angles? I'm getting dizzy. You know, you play some video games online and they say, if you suffer from seizures, they should have put a disclaimer up there. Look how far he's gone. Look how far he's gone. Tore it up tonight with Kushida. Bravo on that match. I don't care about ratings with matches, but I really want to see what Meltzer gives this match. Does it deserve 5 stars? Honestly, I say yes. You know him, he'll probably give 4 3/4 stars, but the story it told for the last 5 to 7 minutes and the fact that nobody interfered, no clusterfuck, give him a 5-star rating. Nobody is going to get pissed at it. Dave, give him a 5-star rating. That match deserved a 5-star rating. You give it 4 3/4 stars, you know, all right, but easily best match of the night. So right now, yours truly, 2 for 2 in the predictions. Now, we go to the next match. When they announced the brackets and they revealed MSK, a boatload of you out there, including yours truly, wanted MSK to win this. Underdog, coming from Impact, the Rascals. Not a household name yet, but I've said this since their debut in NXT. If there was any wrestlers in NXT that you feel would fit in like a glove on AEW television, it would be MSK. They are a special kind of team. And WWE, they have high flyers. They have awesome stars. They are different. And when they came in, wanted to see them go to the finals, wanted to see them win. If they would have taken on Ciampa and Thatcher, I would have been fine with either team. But as I said on Friday, since it did come down to them versus the Grizzled Young Veterans, nothing against the Grizzled Young Veterans personally, but they're just not clicking. I begged a lot of you out there, sell me on them. I know that they're talented. I know that they're very good, but sell me on them why they should win this Dusty Classic. And don't get me wrong, the promo that Zach Gibson cut at the beginning, you know, telling MSK, don't soak any of this in because none of this is going to be enjoyable. It was good. And all that piped in boos and everything because the fans weren't booing it. But the Grizzled Young Veterans, there's something lacking there. And I think it's personality. And when you look at WWE, and I've said this many times, you look at WWE over the years, go back 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. and you tell me a list of people that got to the mountaintop, doesn't have to be heavyweight champion, but got to the top of their tier, tag team, or whatever else, that had no personality whatsoever. There were a few. Very, very few. Very few. And even with that, they still had to do storylines to try to give them some personalities. Dean Malenko comes to mind almost immediately. Dean Malenko was a freaking monster in the ring. And just uber talented, could reverse a reverse a reverse. Man of 1,000 holds, 1,004. No, 1,000. Jericho's 1,004. And they had to do the thing with him and the ladies, man, and Lita and all this other stuff to try to get, him like this sexy person. They always tried to have to do something. Those guys, there's something missing. So, we left Gargano up there. So my prediction, I won't leave it up there this time around, but my prediction was MSK to win the whole thing. Great match tonight. I like the story they're telling about Nash Carter and his dad. His dad, he always wanted to be a wrestler. I believe the story was his dad had passed, so he wanted to pursue a wrestling career. If they're going to go with the kids thing, must-see kids, all right, that's fine. Now, but by the end of the show, it actually may grow on me a little bit. What did Devin say? Hold on. Devin, what did you say, my friend? Hold on. Yeah, here we go. I got it right this time. One too many near falls. Yeah, but I without a doubt, one too many near falls. That's what was so special. And it wasn't near falls. It was submission moves. They didn't have like constant 2 counts towards the end. It was mostly submission moves. But what was so excellent about it was you had you had Gargano in a submission move, and you thought this was the time. The pain is too excruciating. Storyline. Pain is too excruciating. He's going to tap out. Somehow got out of it. And when we get to the main event, you'll see why. I kind of liked it with Balor and Dunne as well, but it turned into a goofy cartoon after a while. But Luis Gomez says, I have insider in the biz details. Not as much as you think. A little bit. But I like to give opinion. Anybody could, read a Twitter page or read this. I loved all the goofs tonight. Oh, I hear that Eli Drake may sign. Welcome to 6 weeks ago. You know why that happened? Because somebody saw a tweet. Oh, let me share this with everybody. When you started to hear reports tonight that Eli Drake was at NXT, you know where they got that from? Earlier today, Eli Drake changed his Twitter name. It's still at Eli Drake, but he changed it to LA Knight. And then shortly after that, he wrote something about NXT. So somebody saw his social media profile and then tried to claim exclusive news. Oh, breaking news. Eli Drake is at NXT. No, you dumb fuck. It's just like that photo I showed you last week about the women in the Royal Rumble, where all these people a week later saying, oh, Casey Catanzaro was supposed to be in the Rumble. And you know where they got that from? After that picture was released, when they did the portrait of everybody that was in the Rumble, and Casey Catanzaro, other than Tyson Kidd, were the only 2 people in that picture that weren't in the Rumble. So they saw the Casey Catanzaro and they said, oh, she was supposed to be in the Rumble, but she ended up not being used. No, you have no sources. You saw a photo. That's the game. That's the game they play. So, this match, off the hook, you see something special in these guys. You saw it with the Rascals. I really got to ask you all now, though, seriously, because I know a lot of you out there tuning in are Impact Wrestling fans. I know it might be weird to some out there, but you really are. So I ask you this. Looking at the fact now, by the way, Ted Turner, happy belated birthday. I saw it was your birthday the other day. I forgot to wish you happy birthday. I'm always observant. Trey Miguel. when the Rascals first debuted as MSK, all of social media was like, oh, Trey Miguel, Trey Miguel, Trey Miguel, Trey Miguel. And I'm one of them too. I thought it would have been cool to have him in there as well. Now, Trey Miguel is back in Impact, and I think doing pretty damn good. Looking at how this has ended up, thumbs up or thumbs down that Trey Miguel is not in NXT. Because I got to tell you, the fact that MSK is on such a roll that they are, and the ratings are not reflecting it yet, but they're in such a roll. Trey Miguel is not needed. And I think Trey Miguel being in Impact Wrestling right now was probably the best move for everybody involved. I really believe that. I think Trey Miguel is better off in Impact Wrestling right now. You know, there's nothing, and here's another thing too. I brought this up a week or two ago. I heard from two different people that Trey Miguel's contract may not be for that long. Now, I don't know what the definition of how long is. I'm trying to find out. Is it 6 months? Is it a year? It could end up being a full 3-year deal. But there's no reason why Trey Miguel could not sign in the future. By that time, MSK, Lord knows what they'll be doing. You think MSK will be on the main roster a year from now? You think they'll be on Raw and SmackDown a year from now? I think they have definite possibilities. I think MSK, I wouldn't call them Hardys to that level, but I think MSK would be huge baby faces on the main roster. Once they get fans back in attendance and not just 2 rows like they do at NXT, I think that they are main roster bound. I think, honestly, and I'm not just trying to be controversial. I think they'll leapfrog the Street Profits. Street Profits are entertaining and fun and everything, but something different about MSK. So they win the Dusty Cup tonight. Very emotional. Loved all the confetti. I mean, the one thing about the Dusty Cup, they made it feel very special. It didn't feel like, oh, somebody won a tournament. Oh, nice. You know, like, oh, I won a tournament. You know, and I'm not trying to compare it to AEW's Women Eliminated Tournament. But whoever gets to the final, it's got to feel like it means something. You know, and tonight they really made it feel like it meant something. So I enjoyed the match. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. So MSK wins the Men's Dusty Cup Tag Team Classic. Good for them. So now we go to Io Shirai defending the NXT Women's Championship against Toni Storm and Mercedes Martinez. I know this is going to upset some of you out there. For me, probably my least favorite match of the night. Only because I felt it should have gone longer. Now, yes, there was a spot that was supposed to happen that didn't. If you didn't see this match, you will see Botchamania definitely posting this. There was a point halfway into the match where Toni Storm was outside the ring. Io Shirai was laid out. Mercedes Martinez was laid out. So Toni Storm starts clearing the commentator's table. Remove the monitor. There's going to be some table spot. And, you know, I know WWE sometimes will loosen up the tables a little bit when somebody's going to go through it. So, you know, they don't risk injury. Especially on the women's side, you slam somebody into the table and the table doesn't break. You absorb that fall. You could seriously hurt yourself. It looked like there was nothing attached to the top of the table. I mean, they had latches and everything, but no fasteners. Nothing. And if you go back and you watch it, Toni Storm clears like, and she only did it with one hand. That was the funny thing about it. She cleared like 2-3 things off the table, and the front of the table pushed up, and the top just buckled down. It just collapsed. And, like, I give credit to the commentators for not even, like, putting a smirk on their face. But, man, that was bad. It wasn't her fault. It just, that table was not fastened very strong. Just look at the front. The front, there was nothing attached to the front. It just buckled forward, and the whole thing just collapsed. Just Chris, yes, Wade Barrett said he thinks MSK loosened the table. Yeah, I mean, what else is he supposed to say? I mean, he's trying to improvise. The table just collapsed. There's no other way to put it. It wasn't anybody's fault, but obviously that was a spot that should have happened that didn't. Now there was, that one point that was awesome where Io Shirai climbed part of the staging area, and it was a 3-way, so there was no disqualifications. Puffy 89, do I think that Taya Valkyrie dethrones Io Shirai? Honestly, dude, honestly, no. Taya Valkyrie has enough resume that if she shows up in NXT, they have to acknowledge her, who she is. They're not going to act like, who is this person? That does happen more than you think. But this case, she comes in, they have to acknowledge, something about her, or they have to say, like, I know who that is. I like Taya Valkyrie, and she's very talented. Doesn't hurt when you're married to Morrison, but I don't see her dethroning Io Shirai. Io Shirai is something special, and she is, look at social media. Forget the piped in shit, and forget, the people, in Thunderdome telling everybody, all right, everybody, now, clap, yeah. Io Shirai, I see it all over social media. She is, honestly, I think Shotzi Blackheart might be a little bit more popular, but as far as wrestling fans really appreciating women's wrestling, Io Shirai is the top in NXT. You're not going, unless they insisted on bringing Io Shirai to the main roster, and but even with that, if there's anybody to dethrone Io Shirai right now, there's only one woman to me, and that is Raquel Gonzalez, which is amazing. Because when you think about a year ago, like I said earlier, even 6 months ago, well, about 6-7 months ago is when we were all saying, keep your eye on Raquel Gonzalez. Something special is happening here. But I don't see it. I don't see, Taya Valkyrie may get an opportunity for the women's championship awfully quickly, but I do not see Taya Valkyrie getting that title off of Io Shirai. She will not dethrone Io Shirai. But this match tonight, like I said earlier, it was great. But to me, way too quick, and it was very predictable. I mean, Mercedes Martinez, as much as I'm a fan of hers, she's not going into WrestleMania as the champion. Oh, I didn't put it up there. Oh, so who is my pick for tonight? I'll spare you the cheers. But I, with all due respect, a lot of you out there had the same predictions as me. We all got the pay-per-view right tonight. There wasn't a match that we got wrong. Some people predicted the Grizzled Young Veterans. Some people thought Shotzi and Ember, and we talked about it Friday, that might be a better fitting team to go up against Shayna and Nia, albeit just for one match. But a lot of you out there, besides me, predicted every match tonight. It's like what Darren said on Friday. Very predictable pay-per-view. But unless Io Shirai is going to the main roster, I don't see anybody else dethroning her. Certainly not Toni Storm right now. Toni Storm is just breaking the ice. I mean, she's on TV, but not that long. I mean, some people may make it sound like NXT War Games happened like 8 months ago and stuff. She's got plenty of time. Plenty of time. She does not lose anything today. It was abrupt. Toni Storm with the headbutt onto Mercedes Martinez. Next thing you know, Io Shirai with the moonsault onto Toni Storm. Toni Storm, gets the wind knocked out of her. She rolls out of the way, and Io Shirai immediately goes to Mercedes Martinez, gets the pin. 1, 2, 3, over. It felt rushed. It felt rushed to me. I don't think there was any question who was going to win this one and retain, and that's Io. And I agree, Austin. Toni Storm, they got plenty of time. She's doing fine right now. Toni Storm will obviously have to take the place of someone else. If Raquel Gonzalez goes for that main title picture, somebody's got to take Raquel's place of like a dominant heel that's not in the title picture right now. Then if Dakota Kai ends up going to the main roster somehow with all of this, then somebody's going to have to replace Dakota Kai in her role in NXT. So it's going to be, and maybe Taya Valkyrie fits that role. Don't know. But this match tonight, it was very good. But to me, it was not long enough. And honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this, but my least favorite match of the night. Least favorite match of the night. There wasn't any bad match tonight. I want to make that clear. But out of all the matches, I probably like this the least. But Io Shirai retains. So now we go, we go to the main event. Finn Balor versus Pete Dunne. This match started awfully slow. Saw a lot of people online getting bored quickly. That's the style of match that Pete Dunne has. He's a bruiserweight, and it's all physical. And it's all about punching and biting and ripping fingers and that's what his style is. It's rough. A lot of their match reminded me of Kyle O'Reilly and Finn Balor. The only thing I didn't like about this match tonight was what turned into like a bad cartoon. There was at least 3 times tonight that Finn Balor's got both his hands on the mat like this, and Pete Dunne stomps them. Did it once. Okay, does it once. Then there was another time Finn Balor's got it there, and he stomps it again. And I'm saying to myself, does Finn Balor have magnets on his hands and there's some like metal underneath the ring? Because too many times tonight his hands are on the mat and they get stomped on. It looked like a bad cartoon for a while. And then, like, how many times did Pete Dunne like rip his fingers? Now, I don't think Finn Balor needs to worry. He's just got to call up Randy Orton and see Randy Orton's doctor, because as you saw at the Royal Rumble, Randy Orton somehow, his entire face healed in 1 week. He's doing recaps of getting burned by Alexa Bliss. Randy the red-nosed wrestler. Randy the red-nosed wrestler had a very shiny nose. I mean, his face was all melted to pieces. 1 week later, it's perfect. Finn Balor, his fingers are broken, his fingers are stepped on. It turned into a bad cartoon. He'll be mad. Finn Balor will be fine. What's he going to do? Have, like, bandages around his fingers? But the match was freaking physical. Even though I didn't think there was any chance of Pete Dunne winning it, they really, towards the end, made you believe that there was a chance. Pete Dunne just putting back. I really did like when Pete Dunne had Balor in submission moves. And literally, like, I'm watching that, putting my hat back for this. I'm watching that, and I see, look, obviously it doesn't hurt, but I see Pete Dunne going like this. I'm not hurting myself right now, but he's just punching him in the face. I'm like, yeah, do that. He was nailing him a couple of times. And obviously they don't want to have like legit shots to the head, but the visual was great. And this was a real physical match. The second part of the match was off the hook. You know, I didn't mind the piped in, "This is awesome" chants. I would have liked to have heard, unless maybe it didn't, I just didn't hear it or pay attention. But I would like to have heard that at least once during Kushida and Gargano's match. I don't recall hearing it even once. I heard it during MSK's match. I heard it during the main event. Not sure if I heard it in the women's match. But Pete Dunne, man, seriously, you look at that guy's size. You look at, and he's a very rare breed when you think about it. But he doesn't fall in that category. Remember the category I said earlier about someone who's no nonsense, has no character and this and that? Remember, they did do a decent number of comedy segments with Riddle. Didn't they do the game show thing once or twice? They did some. I think Byron Saxton hosted the game show. So they tried to do a little bit of comedy with Riddle and Pete Dunne, and it worked. It worked. It was a fun dynamic. It's a shame that COVID killed that. It did. Pete Dunne, though, you look at his size, you look at his lack of character with the fans, you know, because he's so no nonsense, you know, and to be able to put on a performance like that, that's awesome, man. They had a great match. Yes, Benjamin, how much fish can Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? Gotta say that fast 10 times. How much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? How much fish? I'll try to do it with my eyes closed. How much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? Did I do it right? This match was off the hook. Finn Balor at the very end, when he's against the ropes, that's when I realized, oh God, look who the referee is. Remember the last match with that referee? I thought Finn Balor was not a fan of that referee, and I'm like, holy shit, they gave him the same referee again. Remember that, the last one? But the very end, I mean, they really, I mean, there was one point where Pete Dunne actually had him like 2 in like 99 100s, just kicked out. But at the very end, Finn Balor with the coup de grace, and then in 1916, gets the win. Okay. We think the event is over. I now come in here. I hit live. Now I hear the music still playing. Says, let me go back inside, see if anything else happens. Then, like even more like a bad cartoon, you see Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch running down the rampway. So you know something's going to happen. They wail Finn Balor. They throw Balor back in the ring. And I'm like, oh my God, this guy's hands are like, and even Beth Phoenix said it, like his hands are broken, they're bruised, they're swollen. Like all they had to do, only thing that Balor, Orkin, and Burch should have done is cut him off. You want to go full-blown mafia, cut his fucking fingers off. Cut those digits, throw him in the crowd. But they start attacking Finn Balor. He gets saved by the Undisputed Era. Minus Bobby Fish. Chases them off. Yeah, Roderick Strong with the dopey phrase of the night. Don't be a sore loser, Pete. Nerds say that. Not calling him a nerd. Did you all hear that? Don't be a sore loser, Pete. Nerd. They chase Lorcan, Burch, and Dunne away. This confused me a little bit. Balor is sitting on his ass in the ring. You got Roderick Strong, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly in the ring. And Kyle O'Reilly extends his hand, offering to pick up Finn Balor. Yeah, just Chris, go back and watch it. Don't be a sore loser, Pete. I like Roderick Strong. I met him a couple of times when he wrestled here in the Northeast. He actually is a pretty cool guy, for real. A couple of times I met him, he was uber nice. Really nice. Very professional. So anyway, I was confused because Kyle O'Reilly's extending his hand and Finn Balor is looking at him like an abused dog that is rescued from a vet. And the vet is like, no, here's a biscuit. Ah! Did you see that? Kyle O'Reilly's like, no, I have respect for you. I'm like, wait a minute. These two guys teamed up and wrestled in a non-title match against Lorcan and Birch. That handshake has already been done. Why is he in the ring all reluctant? Seriously, he looked like an abused dog being rescued by someone. No. I thought that was dumb. So anyway, Finn Balor gets up, and it looks like all four of them are going to pose. And you got the Undisputed Era doing this. And Finn Balor didn't even do it. He didn't even do it. And Adam Cole super kicks Finn Balor. Knocks his ass out. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm saying to myself, but why? He didn't do anything. He just stood there. I mean, I know he's got the title and everything. I guarantee you the people obsessed with Karrion Kross were like, no, it should have been him. Oh my God, tonight, some Karrion Kross fans tonight. Oh man, I feel bad for the ones that don't have Valentines either. Could you imagine tonight how heartbroken they are? Adam Cole lays out Finn Balor. Ah! Oh my God. Do I honestly care about those people? No. If they follow the shows, my condolences. But Adam Cole super kicks Finn Balor, knocks his ass out. How long are we going? How long are we going so far? Someone out there, we started what, at 9? We started around 9:30, so we're going about 90 minutes. Okay, so we're just about done. Cool. Got 90 minutes out. It's good. So Adam Cole knocks him out. And right away, Kyle O'Reilly is like, the fuck you do that for? Adam Cole knocked Kyle O'Reilly right on his ass as well. And I'll tell you why I liked Adam Cole doing that to Kyle O'Reilly. Yes, we don't want the Undisputed Era to split up. Let the rumors fly. Adam Cole's contract may be coming to a close. Is he AEW bound? Too Sweet reuniting. Oh my God. You're going to see all those goofs do it now. Oh my God. You're going to see this coming up. Lots of it. But see, me, if you're part of La Familia and somebody in La Familia, especially someone high up, takes someone out that's not part of family, if you were going against La Familia, why'd you do that for? Boom. Fuck you talking about? So Adam Cole knocking Kyle O'Reilly right out. How dare you even dare take his side? That's the story. Kyle O'Reilly showed sympathy for Finn Balor. What'd you do that for? We're just posing. Nah. Knock his ass right out. It was a true, oh my God moment. Brony FM, I agree with you. So now, Roderick Strong, I would have popped. Seriously. I would have popped if Roderick Strong looked at Adam Cole and said, don't be a sore loser, Adam. I'm not kidding about the Pete Dunne one. I swear, right after the match is over, when they chased him outside the ring, you hear Roger, don't be a sore loser, Pete. He should have said, don't be a sore loser, Adam. Adam, what's wrong with you? Oh, man, that's funny. It almost sounds like Joe Pesci in Goodfellas. You know, Adam, what's wrong with you? You shouldn't have done that. No, wait, no, that does sound like Joe Pesci, doesn't it? What was the scene from Goodfellas with Joe Pesci? I think it was, I know what it was. When Ray Liotta went back in his car and he walked out on his wife and she's like, you got to be home. What are you doing? That's what it seemed like. Adam Cole just knocked his ass out. So now Roderick Strong, he's confused. He's dazed and confused. And Adam Cole is like, kind of felt like the Young Bucks with Kenny Omega. Remember when Kenny Omega won the belt and they took this awfully long walk to like the airport like to the rental car. Like instead of that, now just think about that. If you're going to walk out of your employer, think about this with Kenny Omega for a second. Pretend you're at your job. You work for UPS. You work for a deli. You work for a gas station. You work for a supermarket. You work for a florist. You work for the post office. You work for a pharmacy. And you know that you're going to turn on your company. You're going to fuck them over. And there's a car outside waiting to take you out of there. You do what you do. Wouldn't that car like be right outside the exit? You hop in that car, you speed away. You go back and you look at the Kenny Omega thing, like he walked 5 blocks. He like walked out, he turned on his employee. He walked 5 blocks. And then it's running after him. Are you with me? You know, Adam Cole immediately with Roderick Strong. You know, you with me or not? Don't wait. Don't walk down the other side of the parking lot to a car. You do it right then and there. And Roderick Strong. So now Adam Cole, you know, looks to be a loner in this. I will tell you this, and I'm not trying to compare both shows, but you're not going to get that Inner Circle garbage. Ultimatum next week. Oh, they just need to get out of the system. Oh, we're back together. We're good for. No, we're stabbing each other. No, I'm back. I quit. No, you're back. No, I quit. No, you're back. No. This shit's going to be all cleared and to the next level by next week. So that's how we went off the air. I think we had a good night tonight. Seriously. You know, we could poke a little fun in this. The pay-per-view overall was fun. On a scale of 1 to 10, I know some of you may disagree with me on this. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 7. It was a fun pay-per-view. Everything felt right. I wish the women's match was a little longer. Pete Dunne and Finn Balor, the second half of it was freaking phenomenal. You got to understand Pete Dunne's offense. If you don't really pay attention to Pete Dunne's offense, I don't know what people thought they were going to expect in this match. They got exactly what Pete Dunne does. MSK winning it is something I honestly, in a million years, never thought. Oh yeah, okay, just one time. Yeah, so I picked Balor. But like I said, a ton of you out there got every match right too. So you all get the credit as well. But MSK winning, I never thought WWE would do that. It is rare. Look, guys, it is rare. Don't discount this. It is rare for WWE to bring in 2 guys from another promotion. Yes, it's Impact. It's not what it used to be. But from another promotion and bring them in and not only put them right into a big-time tournament, make them win the whole freaking thing. You know, you always hear, oh, he's not a homegrown talent, this and that. I know they're not on the level of main event stars of yesteryear, but it is very rare to see them do. So Fly says he's glad that I wasn't his teacher in school. You know what the funny thing is? Other than the expletives, I could picture myself teaching like that a little bit, seriously. But we're supposed to have fun. You know, I'm not going to sit on social media and just put everything down all night long. We criticized a few things tonight. Finn Balor with his fans on the mat. I mean, 3 times. It looked like bad cartoon, but we chuckle over it. But in the end, the pay-per-view was fun. Probably needed another match or 2. The Cameron Grimes stuff with the rap, I liked it. I want to see where it goes from here. Because I've seen Cameron Grimes wrestle 1,000 times. I mean, what is he going to do after every match? Shove $100 into someone's mouth? Oh, gee, where did I see that before? You know what I mean? Like, he can't just be skits. Sooner or later, Cameron Grimes wrestling in the ring. I mean, people out there that are like living vicariously through him now because he's a millionaire, here's news for you. He's got the money. You don't. He ain't going to tweet you $100 because you like what he says. So the character, the skits are funny. But what happens when he goes in the ring? I mean, tell me what's going to be different about him. It's not like Bray Wyatt that he comes back and they totally repackage him with a mask and a monster, this, that. Cameron Grimes is still going to be Cameron Grimes in the ring. Cameron Grimes to the moon. So, pay-per-view was good. Will it be one of the more memorable ones? Maybe for MSK winning it. Looking back and seeing how much further Raquel Gonzalez goes. Shotzi Blackheart is already over. Ember Moon is already established. Dakota Kai, we'll see what happens with her. Pete Dunne, monster, doesn't lose any stock tonight. And the Adam Cole turn. We'll see where this goes. I don't know. Does Finn Balor replace Adam Cole? Do they have a new faction? I have no idea. But all I know is that things got interesting for Wednesday. But, we got to see what happens after this. Because WrestleMania is 55 days away. And if they're planning on having... Oh, you know what? I think it just hit me. I am a huge supporter of Karrion Kross for obvious reasons. There's a lot of talk. I'll leave you with this going into tomorrow. There's a lot of talk that they want Finn Balor to defend the NXT Championship at WrestleMania because it's a 2-night event. In fact, Io Shirai may defend the Women's Championship at WrestleMania 2. Not 2 as in Hogan Bundy, but WrestleMania also. So, if you're going to have Finn Balor defend the title, remember, I am a big fan of Karrion Kross, but I tell it like it is. Is Karrion Kross versus Finn Balor strong enough for WrestleMania at this point? They may be forced to make it Balor, Cole, Kross. Maybe they make it a 4-way or a 5-way. Maybe Ciampa gets put in the mix. Maybe Thatcher gets put in the mix. Maybe Kyle O'Reilly gets put in the mix. More I think about it now, and again, not trying to be disrespectful, I'm just giving you my observation on it. Everything that we've talked about up to this point, the last couple of months, has happened. We said Shirai was going to have a 3-way or a 4-way for this title. And we even said Tony Storm, Mercedes Martinez would be at least 2. And we just thought Raquel would be in it also. That's before they announced the Dusty Classic. So, more I think about it, 3-way, 4-way, maybe even a 5-way for that title. Hell, make it Money in the Bank. Or I should say that, make it a TLC. Make it a NXT TLC. Tables, ladders, and chairs. Balor versus Cole versus Kross versus O'Reilly versus whoever. Make it a 6-man. You couldn't do Hell in a Cell. It would be really rough because of the venue and logistics of it. What's going to hold the cell up in the air during the matches? It would be really, really tough. I like NXT TLC. Flow's nice. NXT TLC. So let me know what you thought about the pay-per-view in the comment section tonight. Tell me what you liked, what you gave it out of 10, favorite match, least favorite match. What do you think about that idea about Balor? Because I don't think anybody else has even thought about that yet. So we'll see what happens. But I thought the pay-per-view was fun. So with that said, everybody, I am going to jet out of here. If you enjoyed the show, I would greatly appreciate it if you... I didn't even get to show this tonight. So if you enjoyed the show, I would greatly appreciate it if you smash that like button. There you go. Subscribe. Do what you got to do. There you go. Oh, no, that's the MSK. Oh, see, now I'm screwing it up. All right, now it's turning into an epic fail. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I know. I epic failed it again. You know what the deal. Before you go, if you enjoyed the show, hit that like button. The more you do that, the more that tells YouTube you recommend the show for others. And tell you, it's a great feeling to have you all stop by, especially live, because I could chat with all of you, and we get to put it on the screen a little bit, even for those that are on different platforms. But you don't know how good of a feeling it is also when people say to me like, "Hey, I logged into YouTube and one of my recommended videos was yours." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. That's cool." So it really does help. So But I'm going to come back here tomorrow night with Mish, 11:05 p.m. Eastern, right after Raw. We will give you a Raw review. We'll have a couple of additional comments from tonight. I know Mish was watching the pay-per-view. I invited him to come on tonight, but it was Valentine's Day, and his day was pretty much, and night, filled, so I didn't want to take away from that. So, we'll have some convo tomorrow, and we'll talk about that Tom Cole tragedy and a few other things. I'll give you my honest thoughts about his brother. Brotherly love, without a doubt. But what I'm about to say tomorrow night, some people may not like it, but I'm going to give you my honest opinion on it. But yeah, so tomorrow we'll do a Raw review, or a Raw view, as Darren Gordon-Hill says. Darren, I gave you props earlier. I said at the very beginning of the show, I said Darren Gordon-Hill on Friday said that this pay-per-view was one of the most predictable ones. And it ended up that every match that we all predicted got every match right tonight. So I don't know if you were in earlier, but yeah, I gave you props for that. So no prize, but just props. So I'm going to jet out of here, everyone. Much love as always. And I will catch you Monday night, 11:05 p.m. after Raw. So you all take care. Thank you as always for the support. And I'll see you mañana. Ciao, everybody.